A very good afternoon to you. In today's class, we're going to talk about achievement test. Now, let's see the meaning of achievement test. You must be wondering why this achievement test, or we can say this educational achievement, right? In guidance and counseling. So these educational achievements, such as achievement tests, as the name signifies, are employed for measuring the amount of success on or achievement of individual in a special field or area of accomplishment. So let's see what are the meaning of achievement tests. So one by one, let's discuss on it. So the first one here is etymologically, achievement means accomplishments, completions, proficiency gained, abilities acquired, trait learned, or doing successfully. So basically here achievements include all these, like accomplishments, completions, proficiency gain. So you have passed your SSLC exam, then you have passed your HSLC exam. All those have been I mean, all those tests that you have written in your school, in your higher secondary, all these are including, including in this achievement test, right? I mean, you have accomplished your tasks in gaining knowledge and also acquiring some skills and abilities, and these are achievement tests, right? Next one is, it means a test of academic performance of a students. It is used to measure the outcomes of specific education. These are related to course curriculum. Examination held in the school system are a kind of achievement test. See, I already told you that these achievement tests are those tests which test the academic performance of you. So for example, these days, tomorrow, these 6 semester students are going to sit for the exam, right? They're going to attend the exams, and then it can be in both online and offline. And these tests basically test all the students performance, whether how much students have understood, how much students can perform, how much students can write, how much do they can comprehend, right? So it is used for what? It's used for to measure the outcome of specific education. So these are mostly related to course curriculum. So whatever is there in curriculum, so the students acquire those, they gain those, and then examination held in the school system are a kind of achievement tests. It can be measured using two types of tests, one the objective type and the other is the subjective type. So what is this objective type? The objective type achievement tests have only one correct answer. These can be either in the form of true or false answer type or multiple choice type. I think all of you must have gone through this kind of test in your school time, then your high secondary school, right? So you must have been through these multiple choice question, and then you have to attempt those true or false questions and then fill in the blanks. All these are objective type, and then the next one is subject kind of achievement test, where students has to write an essay, or it can be short or it can be long. So essay type methods of measuring achievement is very subjective, and scoring depend not only upon the person understanding but also the expectation of the person correcting the paper. So these are the achievement tests. Now let's see the definition of achievement tests. According to N.M. Downey, he expressed his view regarding the achievement test as any test that measure the attainment or the accomplishments of an individual after a period of training or learning is called an achievement test. Now, for examples, some of you who are doing your degree right now, you can go after class, right? Maybe at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock for short-term course in Don Bosco Youth Center. And after a few months of training, you have to sit for your exam, and those kind of exam or those kind of tests that you have to attempt are called as an achievement test. That means you will acquire proficiency, you will acquire some skill after a few months of training, and then to to measure how much you have understood, how much you can comprehend, how much you have understand. Then they make use of these tests, which is called achievement tests, in order to test your to test and to measure your attainment. Okay, so this is the definition by N.M. Downey. Let's see another definition by Mr. Bingham. So according to Bingham, he said that achievement test is a measurement of past accomplishment both in and out of school when judged in relation to length and character of the training or experience is called an achievement test. So according to Bingham, he not only tell us about achievement test. It's not only about inside school, it can be outside, which I have just tell you about. You can do a short-term course from Don Bosco Youth Center. Even you can do short-term course from technical school. You can do photography. You can do what is that? There's some fashion designing and many more, right? You have to sit for some period of time. You have to undergo so many process, and then you at the end of the training, then you have to sit for this test, and this test is known as achievement test. An achievement test is essentially a tool or a device of measurement that helps in ascertaining quantity and quality of learning attained in a subject of study or group of subjects after a period of instruction by measuring the present ability of the individual concerned. So I don't know how many of you do really know about this achievement test, or you just know that there is a test, internal test, final test, or an exam, right? So you should know from now on that these achievement tests is essentially or basically a tool or a device. So that paper which you hold every time whenever you sit for your exam, that is an achievement test. That paper is an achievement test, is a tool or a device for measurement that helps in ascertaining quantity and quality, that give us indication or direction that these students have performed well or not, or these students are very weak in that subject, and these students are very strong in that subject. So it gives us an indication and directions to help us know about where is your strength and weaknesses, right? So here it helps in ascertaining quantity and quality of learning attained in subject of study or group of subject after a period of instruction by measuring the present ability of the individual concerned. So this is an achievement test. Now let's see the types of tests. There are two types of achievement tests. Number one is standardized tests. So attempts have been made to make a standardized test also. Thorndike developed a handwriting scale after World War II, Iowa tests of educational development, and the sequence tests of educational progress were developed. There are other tests such as Stanford Achievement Tests available in JKLM and N forms applicable for students of various grades. A number of achievement tests have been developed for Indian students also. Some of these tests are mathematics attainment tests, series, progress in English, biology achievement test, and statistic achievement. So basically you don't have to worry about knowing about all these tests. It's just for you to know the name of these tests, which is called as standardized tests. That means these standardized tests, that means it's a test which have been made in a very purposeful way to measure your achievement, your accomplishment, your proficiency, and so on, right? So there are various kind of like you had people like Thorndike, whoever make these kind of tests, they have to do a lot of research, and then they have to construct these tests, right? And there are so many steps in constructing these tests, you understand? So for you, you just have to know about the name of these standardized tests. Okay, the next one, number two, is you all know about the second one, that is a teacher made informal tests, which are of subjective and objective type. Okay, so those tests which has been made by the teachers, especially all those years that you have been passing through, all those years that you have been holding the paper in your life, like in your class 8, 9, 10, right from nursery till class 12, right? And then you have been sitting in front of that paper, and that paper which you hold is known as an achievement test, which is an informal test, which are of subjective and objective type. The next, let's see the importance of achievement tests in education, in guidance and counseling. So an achievement test measure the present level of educational status of the students. So basically why this achievement test is important in guidance and counseling, because it measure the present level of educational status of the students, right? So the guidance workers or the counselor can make use of this achievement test, which is a standardized one, right? So they give this achievement test to just check out the present level of educational status of the students. The next one is, it is helpful in guidance programs to get the achievement level of students in different areas. So here these achievement tests is very helpful for the counselor in guidance program to get these achievement level of students in different areas. And the standardized test score can supplement the judgment received from the teacher, and comparison among the students can be made. So for the counselor and the guidance workers, it will be an additional help because of the standardized test. So these standardized tests score, the score which we get from the standardized test, can supplement the judgment by the teacher who she based on the achievement tests. That means on the tests which is informal one, which is okay, and it can the counselor can make comparison among the students. And then also it is of, it is of utmost important, because through these standardized tests, okay, and from the informal test made by the teacher, the counselor can help the students in knowing about the strength and weakness that he have. So suppose now the counselor may find out that, okay, this boy or this girl is very weak in mathematics, or what are the reason that she is weak in mathematics? Is it because she is lazy, or she does not have that basic components of intelligence with regards to numbers, right? And because some people are not good with numbers, are not good with calculations and so on. So with that, then the counselor can guide the students. The next one is, on the basis of these test results, students may be guided to plan their future course of action or to improve the areas where they are lacking. So based on these standardized test score, and then from the test made by the teacher, the students may be guided for the future plan, or for the future course of action. That means the counselor, looking at the achievement test of the students, he or she can make a prediction, or she can guide the students which course he will be fit for, and which course will actually help him out, because take into consideration the interest, the attitude, the aptitude, and this achievement test, the counselor can easily make out what will be the course be, what kind of course will be good for this kind of a person, right? So the next one is, test result may be also used to make prediction for future success in various educational stream. So the guidance workers or the counselor can easily make use of these test results and make prediction for future success in various educational stream. The next one, it helps in diagnosing students' strengths and weaknesses. I already told you about that. So in measuring effectiveness of teaching methods, in remedial teaching program, in achieving educational goals, and for their self-evaluation. I think if you remember when you were in class 10, in your class 12, 11, the teachers, they make sure that they have many tests before your final exam, isn't it? So you have to sit for your internal test, for your terminal test, for class tests. So why all these tests has been done is just to help you out, just to figure you out where you are at. What are you able to be, are you ready to sit for your final exam, right? So that is why these tests actually can help out the teachers and the guidance workers, especially for the teachers in school. That is why you have to sit for your selection test. Remember selection test, once you pass the selection test, then you can go for the final. Once you fail, if you fail, then you have to sit back, because teachers know that you will not be able to pass in your final exam based on your test result, right? So I may not say that all that is wholly you can say true for the most, but then yes, most of the time it is somewhat true, right? It helps the teachers to identify which students will be able to go for the final test. So this is the importance of educational achievement tests, and it helps in selection and placement of the individual. So this will be easy. So mainly in engineering school, or sorry, in engineering, yes, I would say in engineering institutions, the interviewer, they will come to interview those students, and then they will, apart from their personality, interest, aptitude and attitude, they'll also look at the achievement test accomplished by the student, right? So from this achievement test, it helps the interviewer, then the counselor, the guidance, the teachers in selection and placement of the individual. So these are the importance of achievement test, and achievement test is very, very important in guidance and counseling. It makes the counselor easy to predict, to indicate, to direct, to guide the students in various level. Now we have come to the conclusion. These achievement tests are very helpful in selection and placement of students in different courses. The data obtained from such tests can go a long way in the projection of guidance and counseling of pupils. Limitations also are there, where like we cannot use these tests on all type of students. Yes, because we are all different, we are all unique, we have different components of intelligence, isn't it? And we have our own personality. So therefore, I would say that yes, somehow like these achievement tests is indeed helpful in selection and placement of students in different courses. So please, if you understand and try to read it, I mean, if you have understand, at least try to read it once again, and then try to check out from other book as well. And also, I would like to request you, if you have any problem, kindly text me in your WhatsApp, I mean my WhatsApp number. And please remember to keep on reading, listening and study, because your job, your duty is to study. So with this, I would like to say thank you so much for listening.